I'm Shirley Weeks from Suffolk, Virginia, 72 years old, and I came to Dr. Coleman a little over 2 years ago because I had a lot of shoulder problems and a lot of pain, and he suggested that I may need to have surgery, but he sent me to physical therapy. The physical therapy did not help, but I put it off another year because I don't like surgery, and it just kept getting worse. I was continually putting Voltaren on it to make it feel better. I was holding my arm instead of using it because of the pain. It hurt at night. It just hurt all the time. Well, I had a business where I lifted a lot, and for many, many years I had done that, lifting antique windows from England. So that was what I did, and after so long my shoulder started to hurt, and then I got to where I'd kind of favor it and wouldn't use it as much for heavy things, and then it got to where the more I'd use it, the worse it would get. So I would find myself holding it as I walked around, and still I have to tell myself, you don't have to hold it anymore, it doesn't hurt. But it was just painful, just went up my shoulder. It was just painful all the time, and then it just kept getting worse and worse, and I was just miserable. But about 4 years ago, my son had some major surgery on his back, and I was in the recovery room when Dr. McFarland did his surgery. He came out and he talked to me to tell me what he had done, and he said it was more work than what he had thought, but I was so impressed with his mannerism and the work that he had done, and my son just came through it with flying colors. And he told him when he went to see him the first time, he said, you're really not supposed to be walking. And my son said, well, prayer changes things, and I had a lot of people praying for me. But that was some major surgery, but I was impressed. So when I knew I needed to be checked, I thought, I'm going to the same doctors. Even though it's an hour away from where I live, it's worth it, well worth it. Well, he told me what I needed. He said, you have the spurs on your shoulder. He didn't go into deep details, and if he had, it would have scared me. But when he told me that he had had it done and that he came through fine, and he said it's going to take a while for recovery. If you were 30, it wouldn't take as long. Because I asked him, how long is it going to take? And he said, 9 months. And I said, 9 months? It didn't take 9. Well, I can't lift heavy objects, but I can work and I can do things as long as I don't lift heavy. And I just feel so good. It's just such a relief after so long of not being able to. And then when I came the first time, and he mentioned it and sent me to therapy. The second time, a year later, I had to come back. And then he mentioned it to me. He didn't scare me. He just told me what I needed, kind of a matter of fact. He was nice, to the point. And then when I asked him how long, and then he said, but you can do it. And then I said, well, what's the alternative? And then I thought, I could do this. I could do this. So finally I decided I've got to do something. So when I came to the doctor, I was afraid to have surgery done because I'm not the kind of person to sit around. I'm busy. And when he told me it would take a while for it to heal, I thought, oh, me. But I knew I had to have it done. There was no way to get around it. So we scheduled it. And after he told me he had had both of his done, I felt a little more at ease. Then we did the surgery. And when I came back and I asked him about therapy, and he said, I'm not going to send you to therapy. You do what I ask you to do and you're going to be okay. So I did one exercise for 5 weeks. And after that I came in and he said, you're doing good. And I was like, oh, wow, this is wonderful. So then the second month, he gave me 2 more exercises to do. It wasn't easy. It hurt. But I came through it, and it's like, I'm so excited now, as you can tell, because I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this, and I don't hurt at night. Sometimes, yes, it hurts. And he told me that it could be up to a year for that to stop. But I'm just so excited. I feel good. I don't hurt all the time. And I've recommended my friends to come to him. And I've had 4. One of them is a nurse. 2 of them are nurses, I'm sorry. And they both have asked me, what therapist am I going to? And I say, I don't. I only do what he tells me to do at home. And they kind of look at me strange. But then after my 3 months, they saw me and they couldn't believe it. They said, I wish that we'd have gone to your doctor. If you don't realize how much mobility you lose until after you've had the surgery. But if you want to be happier in life, have it done. Because I feel so good. It's like you just don't know until you have it done. I tell my girlfriends, I feel so good. You just don't know until after so long of hurting, because it's a way of life. I'm just really pleased. I told Dr. Goldman I was so happy that for what he did to help me, and he said, I just did my job, you're the one that did all the work. And he doesn't try to talk you into surgery, but when I asked him, well, what is the alternative? What happens if I don't have it? And I thought, well, this is a no-brainer. I need the surgery. So this is where I am today, and I'm happy.